Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. My name is Chris, and tonight, checking out something a little bit different. Night of the Animated Dead, directed by Jason Axinn. And it is exactly what it says it is. Night of the Living Dead, but animated. We've all seen the George Romero classic, I'm sure. It's been remade a couple times now. I think even Tom Savini remade it at one point with Tony Todd as the lead. So this movie follows the exact same storyline, and John Russo is the only credited screenwriter, so I assume they're using the exact same script. And so I start to wonder why it's even made. The quality isn't terrible here. The animation is a little cheap feeling, stuttery. It's not very fluid. The drawings are fairly simple, especially compared to the poster artwork, which is way more detailed. At some points near the opening, it feels like you have like textured 3D models and stuff like that. It's not terrible. It feels like kind of cheap cartoon TV quality, but it gets the story across for sure. The voice acting's pretty decent. You got Will Sasso, you got Dwell Hill, you got Josh Duhamel. I might have pronounced some of those names wrong because that's what I do. But anyways, the quality's pretty good there. The music isn't bad, but it's all the exact same scenes and stuff you've seen from Night of the Living Dead, and they're not really doing much original here besides bringing it into animated form, and I beg the question of why? I'm not completely cynical to remakes or reboots or whatever. I usually will give them a chance. For one, the original still exists, so there's no reason to get that upset about it. But I'm okay with it, especially if they're doing a new twist on something. The director has a specific vision and kind of reworking up an interesting premise, or maybe it's a remake of like a 70s movie that is just slower paced and can be done, in a way that contemporary audiences will appreciate more. But then you have remakes where it feels low effort and it kind of just like a business opportunity to profit off a name rather than do something worth your time. This is a mix of that. It's like, I don't know what possibility I would say, hey, go watch this and don't watch Night of the Living Dead or watch one of the other remakes. Maybe there's an audience out there who really only likes animated stuff or will only get into horror things that are animated because it's definitely not as scary. I'm not sure. I wasn't bored while watching this, but the whole time I'm waiting for something new to be added to justify it, and I guess there's a little bit. You get a little bit of sprinkling of the lead character, Ben's background of how he ended up there. I don't remember that from the original. Maybe it's in there. I will say the newest thing this movie is adding is a bit more gore, I guess. Like a bit more explicit kills you see with some of the characters that are kind of fun, but not enough to justify like creating this whole thing just for that. That's the fun thing with animated movies, though. There's no limits. You can do whatever you want. Whatever your mind can imagine, you're able to draw or craft. It can be there. Not like a movie, because the movies for that kind of stuff require a big budget. Not that animated movies don't, but there's a difference between scale in an animated movie and scale in a live action movie. So I don't know. I'd probably pass on this. It just seemed like pointless, I guess. It leaves me kind of baffled because I feel like if you were just doing a cash grab kind of thing, there's probably easier or cheaper ways to go about doing that. Because I'm sure people will be critical of the art, saying, it's not that great, it's not like anime quality or whatever. Sure, but it's not terrible either. And it's certainly not cheap to have something like that done. And then to get these named actors to be in there for the voice work isn't cheap either. So there's some money behind this production. So I don't know, man. It's a tough situation to be in because if you take the original concept of the movie and you twist on it and you continue the storyline, you'll get people who hate you for doing that. You'll get people who don't like it because you're remaking exactly as it is. That's kind of my point. So I don't think it's much of a win-win situation, but the bottom line is you'll get people to actually watch your movie if it's a title that people have heard of and are familiar with. And when you're making low-budget stuff, that's kind of the most important part, honestly. So yeah, I don't know. Night of the Animated Dead, it's out now. If you've seen it, let me know what you think. Otherwise, leave a like, leave a comment, guys. That really helps out the channel. And then I'll catch you here next time. Goodbye.